This is kind of cool, and it's an online auction that is going on, and it closes. There's probably about a little less than a month on this thing, but it features some of the coolest items in the world, especially when it comes to sports. It's Lelands.com. They're having their 2017 winter auction, and Mike Hefner is on right now. Mike, good morning. Good
morning to you.
First of all, I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you saw, but yesterday. Or maybe over the weekend, but Adolf Hitler's red telephone sold for like $240,000. Have you ever had like a controversial item like that went up for sale?
Yeah, we have, and we haven't really. We've had those type of items, and they are pieces of history. But we made the decision a few years ago that we weren't going to sell those type of items any longer.
Yeah.
Out of pure respect.
Yeah.
So we, although they're neat, they're kitschy, they garner a lot of publicity. Lots of times we'd rather stick with the historical sports items.
You don't know the intention of the person who's buying it. It might be, somebody who's saying, this represents evil and I wanted a piece of this to remember so that it never happens again. You don't know what their intentions are, but it is controversial for certainly for your business, I would imagine. So, but you
and they're even
yeah
they're even museums buy those type of pieces because people come into museums to look at history, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So this auction that's going on right now really is focusing on sports memorabilia, and there's some amazing items. Proceeds donated. Portions of the proceeds will be donated to the Chuck Knoll Foundation, which includes assistance for brain injuries and concussions. But I don't know, a 1959 national championship season game-used football for Syracuse, 1960-61 Ernie Davis, Syracuse game-used jersey. You have some awesome items.
We have a lot of great stuff in there, and a portion, the two big Syracuse items are the Ernie Davis game-worn jersey and the game-used ball from the national championship season. That ball is also signed by the entire team, over 40 signatures on it, including Ernie Davis.
Wow.
We also have a good portion of jerseys from the Pittsburgh Steelers that were consigned directly by the Steelers, including Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, and a couple other Hall of Famers in there.
Can you throw a number at the Ernie Davis jersey? What you think something like that could go for?
I think it's going to sell for $50,000 or more.
Wow.
It has a chance to hit six figures.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, that's big. What other big items do you have? Are you selling in this?
Well, like I said, we have a tremendous collection from the Pittsburgh Steelers from their archives. We have a Terry Bradshaw game-worn jersey that's also expected to fetch anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. That was something that was a jersey that he wore in the 1977 season. But then we have a bat used by Babe Ruth. It was not only used by Babe Ruth, but it was signed by Babe Ruth also and given to the doorman at the old Stork Club in New York City. That bat could fetch $200,000 to $300,000.
Wow. And I'm looking. I'm looking at the website, which, by the way, is Lelands, Lelands.com. There's a Terry Bradshaw. Here's the Babe Ruth bat that's up here, and you can bid on all this stuff right here online.
Yeah, that's the neatest part about it. It's not like going to a museum. This is actually stuff that you find in a museum, but you can actually own the stuff and put it in your own little private museum at your house.
Hey, I want to ask you, what has happened to the baseball cards, for instance? It used to be. Now it's thought of. They have the collector sets, and there's all these different extensive things that you can buy. What has value today? Does that stuff you pay a lot of money for have value?
Well, the stuff that was produced after 1980 was produced in mass quantity.
Yeah.
So it most of it does not have a lot of value. People think just because they have 1 million baseball cards that they're worth $1 million. But, the newer stuff is not that great. On the other hand, the older stuff in top condition, and by older I mean pre-1970, is bringing a lot of money, especially the graded stuff. We now have cards in the 1970s. For instance, Roberto Clemente, 1971 Topps brings $75,000 because it's in near mint condition. So,
wow.
The new stuff, not so hot, but
Yeah.
the older stuff, very much so.
How about any Mets stuff? Any New York Mets stuff have any value out there that you have?
Met stuff, especially the stuff from the old days, the 1969, the championship season. You know, team signed baseball is going to sell for about $5,000 in really nice shape. If you have a Nolan Ryan jersey from that season, you're sitting on a gold mine. You know, it could be $100,000 or more.
Wow.
So the stuff from the old teams, even the stuff from the '86 team is decent.
Quickly, Tom, I'll give you a second here. Go ahead. What do you have? Tom?
Yeah, this is Tom. Back in 1958, before the Super Bowl came into existence, the NFL championship was played between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts. Went to sudden death overtime. I was there, and I have the program.
All right, he has the program. What is that? What would you say that would be worth, Mike?
Well, we've had them before, and there were a lot of people at that game, but it's considered the greatest game ever, basically. So that program sells anywhere from $200 to $500, depending on the condition.
Tom, you've got
There
some
you go.
value right
I
there.
didn't.
Pretty awesome. That
was
is
gonna say $10.
really cool. All right, Mike, it's Leland, Leands.com. Really, it's worth checking out, and who knows, you might want to throw a bid on some of these items in there. Lelands.com. Mike, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, got a break here. WIBX.